me revenge. I want a war, I don't want peace, I don't want friends. I'm in the field, I'm in the streets, I wanna win. They hear the shots, I'm making them drop, I did it again. So load up the troops and put up the loot. Yeah, got a whole crew on payroll. Anybody move, get KO. Strapped up like Rooster. Get your block knocked off like a Lego. Fully automatic, get to really begin havoc. If a nigga want a battle, just say so. Got a brand new clip full of traces. Put a round on your head like a halo. Woo, woo. Ain't no one guarding me. Umbrella armory, I think you started me up. The throne has been calling, but no one is on it, so I guess it gotta be us. I've been on a mission, I loaded the Ronin in special edition. I see where they at and I send them a visit. I'm serving them up like a chef in the kitchen. So hold that, hit the gas like a blowback. No cap and it's black like Kodak. Put the holes in your shirt like a throwback. Know that when I play with your life, you can lose your breath. Hit them with the Mod 3 or the QRF. And I bite like a dog with a chewed off fence. Put another one down, who got next? Give me revenge.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Fight Night 2, where we pit the West Coast's best airsoft gunslingers in a 1v1 gun duel played across several game modes to determine who is the best in the West. I'm Eric Cheng, a.k.a. El Soto, representing that all-black S-gang, and this time, I'm joining the commentary cage with none other than my slaughter brother, TNW Punk. Punk, welcome to the show.
What's going on, guys? I am stoked to be here for Fight Night 2.
In the last episode, Fight Night 1, we saw Union Young, Tactical Rose, Joey from Asylum, and Manny Orsini from LTD coming out on top in their respective matches. Of course, this is all build up toward championship series for Fight Night that we have later on this year. There's going to be a Fight Night 3 event before that later this summer.
First round, we have Jason on Team MSE versus Bill from AARP CQB. Round 2, we have Rocket with DS 2.0 versus Dom from SYG. Round 3, Ryan with TTG Airsoft versus Michael of Biohazard. In our main event, we have Soto with Team LTD versus Gunnar, the Snake Devil.
Looking forward to these being 60-second games because that's about my minutes. At 61 seconds, I think me and Bill will both be just passed out, and you'll have to resuscitate us. I appreciate it. Jason Porter, call sign. Everybody calls me Pops for my gray hair, obviously. Been playing for about 19 years, so know a little bit about the industry. The old industry. It's changed quite a bit. A lot of young guns like you guys out here now, so it's different.
My name is Bill. I play with AARP CQB. I've been airsofting for about 7-8 years now, and big kick in the pants. MSC
is my company. We started around 25 years ago. It's military supplies and equipment, my family company. We used to sell a lot of military surplus, firearms, stuff like that. With the way things are in California especially, we switched over to strictly airsoft. And since we switched over, we just really climbed up. We're just very happy with the progress.
Competing one-on-one's great. It's like a game of chess. We're gonna see how far we can each advance.
My body can't quite do the things it could when it was younger, so I've got to go at a little bit different of a pace now. But I try to be aggressive as possible. I'm good for like 30, 60 seconds of solid play, and then I wear out. So.
Do you know anything about him? I don't know anything about my opponent, Jason, other than I'm pretty sure he's a Milsim guy, and I think that's going to be fun also, because I'm more of a SpeedQB, CQB guy.
Always do Milsims. So, or I usually play outdoors. So we have about 100, 150 guys that play outdoors at our field. It's kind of a rebel field. The only time you're solo is if everybody around you is dead.
That's a tricky question because I've never played in the dirt before, and I don't know what their strengths are. I really don't. All my play has been indoors.
I don't know. We're gonna have to cut the interview. So I'll do two versions of that. One, I'm gonna kick Bill's ass. I'm not worried about Bill at all. He's a chump.
Have fun. Nothing but fun. And win.
Second of all, Bill's gonna kick my ass, so if I lose, you can edit that, whichever one works better. Whoever ends up, you can say that I said that was gonna happen,
It's one-on-one, awesome format, awesome. I look forward to it. I think it's gonna be real fun.
We're looking forward to these being 60-second games because that's about my minutes. I'm at 61 seconds. I think me and Bill will both be just passed out, and you'll have to resuscitate us.
Round 1, OSP Duel. OSP Duel is a semi-auto only round where the player will have an option between several KWA weapons and then have to find magazines for them scattered throughout the field. Players must eliminate the opposing player while gathering as many objectives as possible. Each player will have 8 objectives. Objectives will be placed on the top of barriers and bunkers. Red for player 1 and blue for player 2. An elimination is worth 80 points. Objectives are worth 15. Round ends with the player is eliminated or time runs out, and all objectives and mags will be reset between each match.
And kicking off Fight Night 2, we have Jason from MSE versus Bill from Team AARP. Worthy to note that Bill is a home player at Project M1, so he should have home field advantage. Both of these guys are a little more experienced.
Which is a nice way of saying they're a little older.
And you can see in that exchange there, it happened really fast. It's almost like Jason saw Bill. As soon as Jason came to rush him, Bill just switched directions on him. Pretty easy shot for Bill. It was very close call for both of them, but I think Bill was a little bit more in position to get the kill.
Bill going for the TK-45, having a hard time loading it, which is kind of a common thing for anyone who hasn't used the TK series in these events.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely not an M4. It takes some getting used to, but once you get used to it, it's ready to rock.
Yeah, Bill takes off Jason.
Great job, dude. I get you the hand.
I mean, there you go again. I feel like the familiarity and like the comfort and how relaxed Bill is, it's starting to like give him an advantage here. Even though we're tied at 80 apiece, it looks like Bill is kind of getting a better tempo, getting a better exchange.
Well, one thing I do want to give Jason credit for is that he is adapting really well to these like indoor settings. One thing I have noticed though is that Bill does take advantage of the fact that Jason is pretty much a like one direction type fighter, where Bill kind of will then back off, reassess, and then approach from a different angle.
He'll slip it, show himself, get back under cover, change the angle. And this time though, Jason getting the better of the exchange. We're at 160 to 80, Jason's advantage.
Round 2, Blitz. Players will start with their personal weapons of choice. Semi-auto only. Objectives will be placed at random locations on the field. Winner of round 1 will attack first. Each player will attack for 2 minutes and defend for 2 minutes. Defender's movement is limited to their half of the field. An attacker's movement is unrestricted. The objective for the attacker is to eliminate the defender and gathering as many objectives as possible. The objective of the defender is to eliminate the attacker and defend objectives. No points can be earned for eliminations, and no points can be earned for objectives. The round ends when a player is eliminated or time runs out.
Here we are in the Blitz rounds. With Bill on defense, he cannot score any points. He can only defend objectives. Jason's objective is to not only eliminate Bill, but to also collect points by way of the objectives. Bill lining him up perfectly in his sights. Doesn't look like Jason has any chance to acquire any points in that round.
One thing I do want to give Jason credit for is that he does... and Bill takes out Jason. Had to stop my words there for a second. I think in situations like this too, if you feel like you are at a disadvantage, maybe staying low, acquiring some points, and trying to put some points on the board if you're unable to kind of meet your opponent head on. Jason takes Bill with a straight exchange. This is an interesting matchup.
Yeah, it's almost like Jason's making pretty good adjustments, and I think it has to do with him not being too overly aggressive.
Right.
From a distance, now he's able to kind of not fall for Bill's little crossover trick where he like shows one direction and comes the other way. And at a distance, he's a little bit safer, gives himself a little bit more reaction time.
Right, and it's also It's interesting too that while these are older opponents and they come from very different backgrounds, this is actually really one of the more interesting matchups. It's really hard to describe.
Bill, having been in competition before, having played SpeedQB competitions with AARP, Jason showing ability to adjust as well. So their skill level, their experience, it's showing, and it's evident with a tie score.
Our third and final round is sudden death. In sudden death, the gloves come off in a 90-second bare bones best of 3. The only objective is to win. Weapon class is player's choice.
Bill in this stance, I mean, you could tell this guy, he's been in competition before. AARP is a SpeedQB team. Just look at even plugging in that HPA line under pressure like this is not an easy thing to do.
No, not at all. Doing any kind of motor function while under pressure, if it's not something you practice frequently, then you're going to have a hard time.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely seems like Bill has a little bit more of the speed and reactive.
Jason getting real quick. I like how he's getting really adaptive to this environment.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely seems like Bill has a little bit more, basically better reaction time.
I think that the home field advantage and also playing with kids like half his age definitely is a benefit for him.
For sure, on a weekly basis, you just become accustomed to it. So obviously Bill, a little bit of a speed advantage, definitely has a field advantage.
Yeah.
But Jason also, he's learning. You can see it real time. He's making the adjustments.
Yeah.
Catching a ricochet there. Bill being a little bit more careful this time around, changing the angle, not necessarily being aggressive in his approach. It's almost a corner-to-corner game, but he's slowly creeping up to. Whoa. Lines him up perfectly. It's almost like he used a sonar there, and he knew, okay, I got him. He's there in the corner now. As soon as I turn this corner, I'm on this lane, and sure enough, Jason appeared. Lined him up, bang, bang, bang. 3-shot string, and he's gone.
And especially in these 1v1s, there's something to be said about using sound as an advantage and a disadvantage. Pre-firing, there's a time and a place for it, but if you're just doing it because you're used to doing it, that can give you away, especially in a setting like this where there's echoing everywhere.
Now that you mentioned Jason's starting to do it a little bit too much, tends to hang out a lot too. Roy taking one for the team there. The intensity of this game is obviously making these guys treat everything like a target. I'm sure their hearts are pounding in their chest, just like ours are, and just like everybody back home. A lot of heavy breathing, soft footsteps.
I think this goes back to the pre-interview where they're talking about being able to maybe carry on for about a minute and then having to take a breather. So we'll go ahead and attribute this to that breather right now. Give the knees a rest.
Very suspenseful round. You see a lot of slow movement. Bill with the win.
That's a trap that almost Jason's fallen into almost every single time. That Bill has gained an advantage on him is that it's just been that slight adjustment, and he's able to take the advantage of Jason.
Yeah, all he saw his gun pouch, just a little sliver. Jason with his back to him, bring him to his knees. Great sportsmanship. Great game played by both opponents. Bill coming out on top, and speed counts for a lot. Speed kills, man.
I would like to see a rematch of these guys. If Jason came back, learned from his mistakes, and came back, I think we'd be looking at a different matchup, and I would love to see it.
All right, Bill. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Work out there.
Thank you.
Really put some work in. How was that? How do you feel?
Oh, awesome matchup.
It was perfect for us, just killing each other. Bill 100% deserves the credit for the win. I don't think I played it 100%. Bill beat me fair and square, and God bless that old man.
both of us knew what the game, the stakes were.
Not even any objectives. Objective wasn't on your mind, huh?
Nope, keep it out the table. Gone.
Well, you guys are definitely representing for a crowd of Airsoft players that I think people don't usually think about. What do you have to say to anybody who's getting into Airsoft but maybe a little bit later in life?
Stay in shape.
Start running around a lot more. The reality is this, that whether you're 12 or 80, you can play the game.
Is there anybody who you might want to call out?
TTG Ryan.
That was quick.
Yeah.
What do you have to say to Ryan? Let us know.
I hate you. I hate your face. I want to shoot you in the face.
There's too many players out there for me to decide.
Fair enough.
You know, let them match us up. They know.
All right. Well, we love to see it. We love to hear it. Thank you so much, and congratulations again. That was
Thank you.
awesome.
Thanks.
Round 2, we have Rocket with DS 2.0 versus Dom from SYG.
Get into character like I was earlier.
Hey guys, what's up? My name is Rocket. I represent Team Down South, and I'm a regular player at Project on One.
Hey Dom, you know who you're playing? DS2 Rocket.
I'm not gonna say whatever weakness he has, but let's just go in the field and then I'll show you guys what I'm capable of and then what I got.
I just know that he could get low. I know he could play angles, just like I can though. I'll be expecting that, so I ain't worried about it.
That's a really good question. What I do better than him? I think when it comes to snapshotting, I think I have the advantage when it comes to speed.
First of all, that's obnoxious of him to say. I've never met anybody who said that and lived to tell the tale. It's wild, ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Man, he's quick too. I'll be honest, he's quick as hell. I don't know if you guys saw, we had this one clip where we were fighting the snake, and he gave me a really hard time hitting him. So one thing that pisses me off is his speed.
I'm just gonna do what I usually do. All I do is headhunt, so shark in the water. I smell blood, I'm going after it.
Don't ever underestimate your opponent. Give your best. You don't know what they can do.
In all honesty, he's a dope dude. Looking forward to going up against him. We're the adversary,
Giving your respect to your opponent by playing hard against them. He's stupid. Honestly, don't know, but we'll just see in the field.
Did you see? I was like, hold on, what?
Here they in the first round of OSP rocking the new KWA KO Eve AR. And right off the bat,
yeah, Dom takes. I like the strut. I like his walk back. It's like his practice.
Throwing up that symbol. Here we are in round 2 of the OSP round. Dom with 80 points, Rocket with 0.
So Rocket, I feel is playing a little bit more cautiously now. He knows that if every move needs to be precise.
Yeah, he is on the defense now, having dropped the first round. But he's got to be careful. Dom playing super low, going for those points.
It's really important you grab those points, by the way. A lot of people discredit the points. They don't think about it.
It's the difference sometimes between a win and loss,
Absolutely. If you're
racking up points.
If you're not directly getting shot at and you see a light next to you, grab it. It's just,
yep.
It needs to be practice now.
And of course, you gotta have situational awareness. You still gotta keep your eyes on a swivel while you're going for those objectives. Dom collecting 6 out of 7.
185, 200 points.
And then getting shot. So, even though he did get shot and eliminated in the process,
he gained 200 points.
Looks like he scored that last one before he got eliminated, so he's getting all 8 objectives. 200 points for Dom. 80 points for Rocket. Can Rocket come back from this huge deficit? And, if you notice, Dom opting to use a pistol all 3 rounds.
One shot.
Was that one shot?
Scoring the 1-ball kill.
Oh, man. If Dom wasn't in Rocket's head, he is now.
Now they get to use their personal weapons, so Rocket might have a chance to use this. Oh my God, here we go again.
One shot.
One ball
One
from Dom.
shot.
Great display of snapshot ability.
Just gave him a sliver. He gave him almost nothing.
So, like we called it, Rocket believing that he had the snapshot advantage. Clearly not the case.
Rocket on the attack.
So again, only the attackers can score in these rounds. The defender is just there for purely to stop the attacker from scoring.
Rocket being a lot more careful. We were seeing a little bit more aggressive movement where now I don't think he's left the back.
Yeah. And Dom already in a good defensive position, guarding those points, forcing Rocket to have to get the elimination now or to push up to a position where he might be wide open for Dom to shoot him.
This really does look like Dom is playing chess.
Yeah.
And the way he positions himself, he's watching where the queen's going. Where's the king at?
And Dom has to know that he has a comfortable lead. He might even be, popping up over top right now just to give himself a way to draw Rocket in.
Yeah.
Just to get that counter shot. And here you see him just standing over, not really being that defensive-minded, almost waiting for anything to just counter shot from.
Changing directions, changing different perspectives, seeing where he can get the best vantage point, but knowing at the same time, exactly where your opponent's at.
And it looks like Rocket is basically stuck here. Rocket knows he only has maybe 1 or 2, 3 exits, and it looks like at every exit, Dom is meeting him. So Rocket's pretty much trapped here.
Yeah, if Rocket doesn't advance now, Dom, all he has to do is just stay up and run the clock.
27 seconds left. Ooh, that was a real close shot there.
Now Dom knows exactly where he is. And if you notice how Dom goes to the left as Rocket goes to the right, he's checking to make sure believe it or not, straight on is not exactly where you want to shoot. If you have a side or a diagonal angle, you're going to have a better vantage, especially in an indoor facility.
And these are all the things that maybe the people at home cannot see, that all these small adjustments. When you see something, you have to act on it. When you hear something, likewise, you got to make that adjustment, because those are clues. Those are the clues that you're looking for to tell you where your opponent is. Wow, super tight spot. Wow. Even though Dom was in a very tight position, Rocket really had him pinned down at one point. But I think the confidence was it's just too much. Dom was okay just sitting there in a tight spot and letting Rocket make the mistake again. So 440 points to 80 points. This is very close to what we can call a shutout.
No hate, Rocket, no hate.
But yeah, it just looks like Dom is, he knows that he doesn't have to play it safe.
No.
It's almost like sticking your chin out there, inviting a punch to come through. He can either, dodge, slip, or weave that punch. He's baiting Rocket into the fight.
Oh man, it's kind of hard to see, but it was almost like Dom just aimed in front of Rocket, because that was as he was running. It's like he already had him in his sights.
Technique that he used is called leading your opponent. Basically, you're not trying to shoot at your opponent. You're trying to shoot at where your opponent is going to be. And that's a very useful skill in Airsoft, in real skill as well. Anticipate where your target's moving to.
All right, Rocket. Well, that was definitely a good hustle out there. Good work.
Yep.
How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling good. Given I lost to one of the great players, Dom, from 1v1 earlier. But hey, at the end of the day, I learned a lot.
1v1 format was easy for me because I grew up not on a team. It was right up my alley. So I was
pretty comfortable.
Very cool. Well, it must feel cool to bring home a win for SYG. How's that feel for you?
It feels good.
Did you feel more confident out there with your gun?
Yes, I missed a couple shots, but it's all good.
Do you have any advice for new players that want to get out there and try Airsoft?
You don't need to spend a lot to play. I used to run a Springer shotgun. Just get out there and play, give it your all.
Do you think that there's anything you would do differently next time?
Probably gonna work from other guns, like for example, gonna start building myself a Polestar, see how that goes.
Anybody that you might want to call out? You got your eye on somebody?
I wanna call out that bastard Pat, or Rooster, SYG Rooster, because he's real cocky, and I'm gonna smack the shit out of him when it's my turn.
Okay. Well, I know we would all love to see it. So thank you so much and congrats again. That was awesome.
Thank you.
Next up, we have Michael representing Biohazard versus Ryan from TTG.
I can be aggressive, I can put pressure on people. So I don't see myself as labeled as either one, so it's an amalgamation of both. I say I'm more of like a Millspin style. My name is Ryan, and I'm the captain of TTG Airsoft.
Sure, my name's Michael Gonzalez. I'm the team leader for Biohazard Airsoft.
I'm from Long Beach, California. I've been playing Airsoft for about 6 to 7 years.
Call sign Biohazard from Corona, California.
The way I think of it is everything you bring to the field is the extension of yourself.
Style of play, I'd say controlled aggression. Definitely like very specific kind of pacing that I play with, pick and choose my spots.
So say my gear, everything down to my boots, to my chest rig, to my headgear, to the gun I bring, to the people you have with you, all an extension to yourself.
You know, I almost think of it like a running back in football, a guy who can kind of like dance around a little bit, pick his spots, see the hole, and then just kind of attack it. That's kind of more my style.
I've learned to work with whatever I have. The way I see it right now, you could see it as Friday night N1 last game. Ref calls the whistle, 1v1. Cool, let's go. All right, I had a good night. Let's end this strong.
I'm probably gonna end up using my Mod 3. It's reliable, quick, light. There's something about those little 9mm stick mags.
Or I'm going in, this is my building, my team. They swapped over to different buildings. My job is to get to the other side. I'm gonna get there. Get out of my way, kind of thing, you know?
You know, just being able to swap on the fly, carry an extra in my hand, as I'm kind of turning corners and shit. It's right.
Tell us what you know about your opponent.
Yeah, I've done my research. If anyone knows me well enough, I'm very analytical in the way I approach everything.
Honestly, I don't know him too well. I know some of the TTG guys. We host events from time to time with other teams. They've shown up a couple times, all pretty cool guys. I haven't had the pleasure of meeting Ryan yet, but obviously a couple weeks here I'll be seeing him.
I think he and his team are more set in their ways. I think he's a creature of habit.
I think they always say, like in boxing and MMA, styles make fights.
I think he already has a plan going in, and I think he's gonna try to stick to that. I'm gonna go in, and I'm going to try to disrupt that.
I think it's gonna be interesting because I know Ryan is more of a milsim guy like myself. The question is, how much does he play CQB really in this environment?
And if I can have fun. When I have fun, that's where I get in my zone. That's where I'm going to get the job done.
I would say that's kind of one of the things that gives me my own competitive advantage in these milsim events is the fact that I'm pretty versatile. I like working indoors, I like working close range, like working pistol.
I think he's more form than function. I think he's gonna be more worried about his loadout and what's on there and how he uses it, how he does one thing or another, more than the objective, more than getting me. Maybe not, but I know what I'm going for, so I'll keep it to that.
I know he's a veteran player, so we'll just have to see how good his skills are close range.
This is going to be a fun match too, because Ryan was talking a bunch of shit in the pre-match, a gang of shit, and I for one am all about it.
Yeah, I mean, he like you said, he's from Long Beach. You know, I'm not too far from there, so I know how much pride goes into being from that area. First round out, Ryan with an easy kill. I mean, this all boils down to reaction time, really. Ryan was lined up a little bit better, and Jason just unable to get his sights lined up.
One of the things that Ryan had mentioned about Michael's tactics was that he's going to be a little bit too worried about his gear over his ability to play, and that's big words, man. And I'm curious to see how that plays out in this. Ryan just kind of sticking his backside out just a little bit too much, and Michael takes advantage of that sliver.
Ryan just gives Michael just enough to look at. If you give somebody something to shoot at, they're going to take it.
Matched up evenly at 80-80.
It looks like Ryan kind of taking a little break here.
I feel like I'm watching a horror film. You just hear the heavy breathing.
I mean, these guys, you know, surprisingly seem a little bit more out of breath than the two older gentlemen we had in the first game. But it's definitely a game of very silent, sneaky, stealthy cat and mouse going on right now. It's interesting because it seems like in the pregame interview, you know, Ryan definitely coming out talking tough, and it seems like he's able to get into Michael's head. You know, Michael seems to be a little bit, I don't know if it's nervousness, he seems a little stiff. You know, like just not ready. He seems like you said, maybe he's worried about other things, his gears. Do I look good right now? You know,
and somebody like. Michael, I know he comes from a background where he has a lot of people on his team, and he plays more outdoor events where, like, you saw him come around that corner, he was looking down the alley, wasn't really pieing the corner per se, caught him off guard.
Right, and it's fair to mention too that this is also Ryan's home field at Project N1.
Absolutely, and that plays into it.
So definitely another example of home field advantage, intimidation factor, just better shooting, just period.
This is his home turf, so trying to catch him off guard a little bit.
So Ryan was talking about a game plan, and I'm really excited to see if he follows through with it, because he sounded pretty confident, and I want to see that backed up.
Again, it's a familiarity with his environment. He knows the field. A lot of visual noise, you know.
You could also see in that one too where Ryan was clearly looking at Michael's shadow. You could see his shadow just right there. As soon as he started moving, he was already ready for him.
And Project N1 is a very shadow-based field. You know, it's slightly reflective in some areas. A lot of visual noise, you know. So like as soon as something moves, you're able to spot it almost immediately, especially if you pay attention.
Michael really kind of letting himself out there, because he had three objectives right to his left. That was 45 points he just left on the table.
Yeah, tunnel vision can be a factor. You know, it sounds like he was just going for a headhunt. Ryan throwing distraction device, magazine as a distraction device. So we're starting to see some tactics here.
That's a durability test on the KWA magazine?
For sure.
Ryan really confident, moving through the field with ease as the attacker, you know, like a shark in water, and takes out Michael from behind.
Yeah, anytime you see an opponent is able to get behind the opposition, it just means, number one, they're 2 or 3 steps behind. They know how to move to not alert their opponent. There would be other players that would, you know, take a lot more time with that and do something fancy, but Ryan not risking anything, going straight for the kill, getting for that win.
Michael, the attacker.
Michael, I know you're on that side.
Ryan doing another durability test.
Talking more throwing another mag, another durability test. Ryan in a comfortable lead, 320 points versus Michael's 80. What do you think Michael should do here to like kind of bridge the gap?
He not only is he behind, but he's like right there, and he can start taking points, especially right now. But he's hiding behind cover with holes in it, and that's not ideal.
Yeah, that barrier is anybody that plays at Project M1 knows that barrier. Maybe it's just Michael unfamiliar with the fact that that barrier has holes in it. It's not the best choice of cover, but you're right. He had a lot of points there that he could have gone for the points, and that's the difference in this game. I don't necessarily think it's the kills. I mean, maybe it's just that Ryan's in Michael's head, and like he's unable to like think clearly, and he's just overly focused.
There was 120 points sitting in front of him, and instead of sitting behind that bunker with that is not actual cover, I feel like Michael did have a general idea as to where he was, and he could have kind of backed around one of those corners and started grabbing some of those points just to put some points on the board, and unfortunately didn't capitalize on that.
Well, Ryan, great job out there. Seems like there was a little bit of running involved. Was that your plan from the beginning?
It's just Friday night, last game, wanted to get my sets in.
You know, he definitely got the best of me this second round. You know, I'll be back so I get my rematch on Ryan.
How was it also running your gun through that set?
Night and day. I'm just used to it. I use it all the time. I just knew the moment I had mine in my hand, where my dog went, it was gonna hit.
You know, really in the one-on-one matchup, every little step you take makes such a huge difference. Just some things I need to clean up a little bit working on these smaller CQB fields.
But do you have any advice for anybody who's first time at fight night?
Practice. Get into your element. Understand you're both in the same situation where it's an unknown.
You know, more than anything, figure out what in your play style works for this setting, whether you're an aggressive player or somebody who likes to kind of play a little bit more methodical in the back. Like, don't change your style for the format. Just figure out a way you can accentuate it to really work for you here in this setting.
Well, if you had to choose your next 1v1, who would it be against?
Ooh! Let me see. I mean, you're basically set up. Let's go.
You want to go?
No, maybe not. Maybe.
Well, thank you so much, Ryan, and great work out there.
Thank you.
Anybody that you think you might want to call out? Any 1v1s that you've got in
Valiant, whenever you're ready, man, let's get it.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Michael, and great work out there again.
Appreciate it.
All right, in our main event, we have Soto with Team LTD versus Gunnar, the Snake Devil.
For those who don't know you, who are you?
I'm Gunny the Devil.
I'm David from LTD. I'm from San Pedro, California. Born and raised in California my entire life.
And why are you called the Devil?
Because I am the most aggressive, darkest, grungiest player out there. I'm the 1v1 king. Let's be real about this.
Gunnar, he's an interesting kid.
Anybody who wants it. You, nah. I do this.
Very cocky. He thinks he's on top of the world, but he's not there yet.
I know that my dude's been sitting in the back for like a year or so.
And why isn't he there yet?
I don't think he's won anything yet. Yeah, not yet.
The only thing that bothers me is I wish I would get a fresh Soto. I wish I wouldn't be getting a seasoned Soto. There's some rest on that boy.
His weakness is his ego. If you get underneath the skin, kind of play with his head a little bit, you know, he gets real upset real quick.
Me? I'm the only one to look out for it. Come on, these are too easy of questions. Let's get real.
I'm gonna probably talk shit to him till then. So in the meantime, I'll be, messaging him, taunting him, kind of things like that.
And do you think you contend for the championship?
I am the champion. I'm the contender. This is me.
So aside from that, does anything else bother you?
That stupid ass haircut he's got. I don't know, that's about it, yeah.
Like, what other questions?
So one of the first things that you're going to notice is that you're not going to see Soto playing with a rifle if he has the choice. He's going to pick a pistol. He's primarily a pistol and shotgun player. Gunnar is also primarily a pistol player as well, but he does have some mileage playing with a rifle. Gunnar going for the wrong points here.
This is going to be one of those instances where, it's good to keep an eye on the objectives, but make sure they're the ones that you need to be grabbing, because you just missed out on a bunch of points that are going to come in crucial later on. grabbing more wrong objectives. His head's in the right spot.
Soto giving away his position by transitioning from cover to cover with your gun down while your opposition is posting up on you and lined up. So I didn't expect that kind of mistake coming from Soto, given that this is his home field. LTD also plays here. Soto should have home field advantage here in this match.
This is also, we've all been in quarantine. It's been COVID. So, I mean, would maybe the lack of playing that he's been doing in the last year played into, and maybe just making small mistakes like this?
I mean, here we see a trade, and, that's just a testament to the skill level of these two guys. In that split second, they're both able to line each other up, shoot at the same time, and eliminate each other at the same time. So both players getting the same amount of points there. Gunnar in a lead with 160 points versus Soto's 80 points.
It's nice to see these the scores are pretty, wow. Stop me in my tracks. Soto takes Gunny out. Man, that was quick.
Oof. Yeah, this is the type of skill that you should expect from someone like Soto, from such a seasoned player.
It almost looked like Gunny's gun kind of exploded BBs out there.
Very close, 160 to 160, going into round 2, blitz. Attack and defend. We have Gunnar on offense and Soto on defense. Again, only the attacker can score points in the blitz rounds. The primary job of the defender is to stop the attacker from scoring.
So now in this round here, it's also really keen to note that Gunnar's racking a pistol and Soto's using a shotgun, where Gunnar's going to have the advantage of precision as Soto's going to have the advantage of spread. And in close environment, it's going to be really hard to tell which one's going to have.
And Soto is basically the shotgun master. There's very few people that I can say mastered that platform. I can probably only name 3 people. One of them is Soto. Another one of them is probably Roy of the old SYG and Sweet Tooth of 1S1K. There might be a few more players, but I can literally count the best shotgun players on one hand.
Elimination. Soto takes out Gunnar with the spread. Great shot.
Yeah.
Notice that it's like the type of player this is, that you're noticing that there isn't a bunch of missed fires. Every one of their shots is direct and with intention.
I mean, we're talking about a mid-range shot with a shotgun. It's not like he was up close and personal. This is at distance.
Yeah.
That's just a testament to not only Soto's skill, but his gunsmithing, because this is his personal weapon.
Gunnar hopping over the top of the bunker. Soto feels like he's a little bit more comfortable staying in one spot with the spread. Not really moving as much.
Yeah, Soto is kind of what you got to describe his style. He's more of like a pocket fighter. He's able to just stay where he is without using too much movement and just, hold his ground. He holds his ground, waits for the mistake to come, counter fires.
Gunnar using his time well by making sure he's got to make sure he's got a fresh magazine.
Gunnar making a very smart decision, tactical reload here. Very nice shot selection. He's using that little gap, and you can bet that Soto's doing the same thing, trying to shoot through that container in the center. Looked like some BBs came through. Gunnar's able to score some shots through that crate in the middle.
Yeah, I think that's where that pistol precision versus Soto's spread is going to come into, where one exceeds and the other one does not.
And you can see how that barrier has been a key position in multiple games in tonight's Fight Night event.
100%.
Obviously Soto is definitely more comfortable in the defender spot. Gunnar, being the aggressive snake double player that he, calls himself, is going to be more comfortable in the aggressive spot, in the attacker spot.
I feel like we're going to see a lot of close action. Now notice how he just grabbed that one objective. Almost passively. Like, that's big smart. Even though he lost the round, grabbing that objective The correct one this time.
Yeah, and you nailed it. You nailed it.
That quick little
exchange
grab
is going to be a split-second exchange. It's going to go either way, but it's just that split second. Whoever gets that shot off.
Yeah.
So like reaction time, their ability to use the field, to use cover is almost equal.
Yeah.
All right, Alpha, lead down Main Street, Bravo. You guys take left side, remember spacing and violence of action. Ready?
Gunnar's using that center pallet structure again to his advantage.
Mm-hmm.
He has that precision.
I think he knows that he's ahead on points here. He's got 10-point advantage. Obviously, Gunnar is in a defensive spot, so he has no incentive to rush out there. Soto has to come out there and score points. He's 10 points behind.
Get out. Just that one sliver stopped him dead in his tracks. Yeah.
Wow. With the get out, too, with the trash talk, it looks like Gunnar is able to close the deal there with just a few shots.
And he knew.
Through that barrier that we were talking about, it's such a key spot.
Great shot. Great shot.
Just posted up on him. Very interesting to see Soto. I feel like he was a little bit sloppy there. It's very uncharacteristic of him to show that much. But, I think Gunnar just played that really well. Winning the final by 10 points, just a 10-point deficit. And that's just really... wow, coming through with the win, all that trash talk, all the build-up leading to this event, Gunnar able to pull through and deliver on his word, and he beats a seasoned legend in Soto, and therefore offering that blood sacrifice, putting himself up there to stand with top competition.
Absolutely. Definitely put his name on the board. He was very conscious. I feel like Soto, if he was a little bit more conscious of grabbing points on his end, maybe we would have been looking at a different matchup, but I think these guys stack up really well, in this match. And when it came down to trading quick shots, both of them were just neck and neck the entire way through.
Yeah, whoever the matchmaker was did a great job here. The initial reaction when I heard about this matchup, I thought, it's a lot of speed versus a lot of defense and structure and strategy. But I guess what we saw play out was that both guys displayed almost an equal skill set, but I think it was the gameplay and the game mode that balanced things out.
Yeah.
Great job out there. It was down to the wire. How did you pull out this one?
Soto knows how I play. He's very good at getting into my head, and I kind of had to set him up and let him think a little bit different. And I switched up my game plan, and I took the dub.
The last game, I kind of was trying to scout him. He shot me through crate blocks, but he got me.
Is there anything in specific that you saw him doing that you knew you could counter?
I know that he's been off for a year, so I know that he's going to go back into his old ways. So he sat in the back a little bit like I knew he was, especially with his shotgun. So I decided to be patient and pick him out.
Do you have any words of wisdom for someone who's going to come and do Fight Night for the first time?
I just would want to tell everyone just to be self-aware. Call your hits. That's what's going to make you a better player, not trying to avoid the hit. Being aware of your hits, calling your hits, that's what's going to make you a better player. That's what's going to make you that more alert.
Anybody that comes into Fight Night, study your play. That's all I gotta say. Study your player, know your enemy, so you don't lose.
You knew you were going up against a rusty Soto today. Do you feel like that affected this competition at all?
Nah, I just said that to get into a set. This guy's always on point. I had to get him. I had to knock some of that dust off, my boy.
Is there anybody that you'd like to challenge in another fight night?
I said it in the last interview, but I think a good one would be Eric Soto from SYG. You know, me and him go way back, so it'd be nice to see kind of a old school mentality go at it rather than some young bloods like this kid over here.
Yeah, I think we would love to see it. Well, thank you again and great work out there.
Thank you.
I am the 1v1 king.
All right. Oh, well, the 1v1 king is speaking. Do you have anyone to challenge?
Hey, Figgy. I took off one head. Now I'm coming for yours.
Thank you to everyone for tuning in to Fight Night 2. Tonight's fights were brought to you by KWA Airsoft and the Slaughter Project. I am PNW Punk, announcing for the first time on Fight Night. Thank you very much for having me be a part of this production and hope to be back soon.
And they call me Sapo. I rep that SYG. Join us next time for Fight Night 3, where we're going to reveal details to a championship draft. There's going to be a lot of drama, a lot of build-up, and we'll see you at the next fight.
Hold that, hit the gas with the blowback. No cap in his black like Kodak. Hit the holes in your shirt like a throwback. Know that when I play with your life, you can lose your breath. Hit him with the Mod 3 or the QRF. And I bite like a dog with a chewed off fence. Put another one down. Who got next? Give me revenge. I want a war, I don't want peace, I don't want friends. I'm in the field, I'm in the streets, I wanna win. They hear the shots, I'm making them drop, I did it again. So let up the troops and put up the loot, look.